how much money should I spend on a truck? Should I buy a new one? Should I buy a used one? That's the most asked question I probably get here on my YouTube channel. And I think the decision is based more on your goals and your trucking career. I chose used because I wanted a lower monthly payment, a lower monthly obligation, and less money spent in actually paying for the damn thing. I was ready to slow down. I think going new is just as good an idea as going used. Actually a better idea, actually, when you crunch the numbers. What you're going to find out, you're going to spend about the same amount of money on a used truck versus a new truck. New truck, high payment, or used truck, low payment with high monthly expenses. You'll find out, in my experience, I spend actually a little more. But buying a new truck, it's going to cost you more money up front. But you're getting new everything, a new engine, new transmission, rear ends, tires, brakes, drums, everything's new, including that fresh smelling interior that some other driver didn't get to break in. Plus you got a couple years warranty to go along with it. And yes, there is some bugs and some kinks with a new truck in the shop, trying to figure it out with a new truck. And I understand that's lost revenues while you're sitting in the shop trying to figure out why this truck is doing certain weird things. Some things that new trucks tend to do. I get it, but I think you'll be rolling, earning money way more than you're sitting in the shop. The downside to this route is the upfront expense. The trucks are very costly, and I'd highly urge you to wait. Don't buy one now. If you're in the market to buy a new truck, wait for 6 to 12 months. I've been watching it for the last couple of months, and the truck payments seem to be coming down, and not like they was last year, where people was basically giving $350 million for a $100,000 truck. I know it's exaggerated, but that's how I felt when people were giving stupid amount of money to get a truck just to turn freight. That in an industry that's going to come down as we're seeing now. And I'm going to crunch some numbers on truck prices today on today's market. What I found was a brand new 2023, I think it was, Kenworth W900L. The price on it is $257,000. Now, running that same finance plan as I did with my truck, 5.6% interest, you're going to come up with a monthly payment of $4,900. $5,000 a month for a truck? Yeah, I would highly suggest you wait. And yes, I know, that was for Kenworth W900L. I also looked at a Freightliner Cascadia, actually a couple of them, and they're right there over the 200,000 mark, and that's still leaving you a payment of $3,800. So again, I would highly suggest you wait 6 to 12 months before you buy a new truck. The best part about this plan is you have a few years to run that truck without any substantial breakdowns, engine rebuilds and stuff like that. Gives you a lot of time. Just get on the road, haul freight, keep those wheels turning and earning, as they always say, and take advantage for the next 4 to 5 years before you actually start sinking money back into your truck. Now, the biggest issue to this plan is you're going to be married to that truck for the next 4, 5, 6 years, 7 years, however long you finance it, until you get paid for, or unless you stack up a big nest egg of in-case-you money. I love to have in-case-you money because some people call it insurance. I call it in-case-you money. I think it's Cat Williams. I stack up a little bit of money in case some shit goes wrong. So stack up you a nice nest egg of in-case-you money, or else you're going to be married to the truck until you get it paid off. Those high payments, well, in bad markets of trucking, those high payments can be hard to make. And let me say, if you're okay, if you're perfectly content for the next couple years of staying hard, hustling, trucking, staying busy, running the road, this is going to be a better option for one reason. You're going to get a brand new truck, and on day one, you're going to take care of that ride. Given that you take care of that ride and you plan to keep it, whether till you get it paid for and sell it, or retire with it, you know, keep that truck for 20 years, you're going to be the first owner. You're going to know every nook and cranny on that truck in a million miles. You're going to know what it's going to do here, what's going to do there. You're going to know your truck. And knowing that you've had that truck since day one, giving you taking care of it, you're going to get a long life out of that truck. And it's that route or the option of getting a used truck that you don't know the history of. It could quite possibly have been abused, not maintained. I mean, trucking companies are going 50 and 60,000 miles before changing oil. And even with a new truck, it should not be no more than 15. Even my warranty, I think my book even says 25,000 miles on this engine, or 35. I can't remember. I do know for exact, my brother's Cascadia said 50,000 miles before an oil change. Well, I'm going to disagree with them, because I feel the manufacturers nowadays, they're not looking for the longevity. There's no money in longevity. They want you to extend those oil intervals. Oil, so nobody makes fun of my oil interval. They want you to extend those intervals because that's wear and tear. You're going to have a higher fail rate at a lower miles, and that's when you're going to take your truck in the shop. That's when they're going to make money. They do not have longevity in mind in those guides and books, so don't go by it. I go 15,000 miles and that's it. One of the most important things you can do with your engine is keep the oil clean, because a lot of people has an idea that oil breaks down, the viscosity breaks down. Actually, it does not. What happens is it gets diluted with carbon. It gets diluted with all this, I guess, carbon. And anyway, y'all can let me know in the comments. What I do know is this: your oil gets contaminated, it gets dirty, it gets diluted. That's what causes it to actually lose its viscosity. But if you can keep your truck engine oil clean, oh man, that's a night and day difference on a good running truck and one that's going to be putting a guy in the shop around every corner. And it's a big risk. You know, you get a truck that's used, that's been abused, that right there puts a lot of owner operators out of business. They buy a truck, they overextend their credit, they use all their cash reserves, and they're out of business before they even start making money, and it becomes a 100% loss of investment before they even get the wheels rolling. And that right there is what makes it such a huge risk. If you're going to buy a used truck, at least know what you're looking for. And if you don't, find a good mom and pop shop. Somebody that you can, you know, give them a little bit of money. Go look at the truck with you. Get them to point everything that's wrong with it. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with that? You know, pay somebody to go help you out before you make this big purchase. And even more importantly than that, have a little bit of warranty. Most people that sells trucks, not, you know, buy here, pay here places, people on the marketplace, most like, I bought this truck at Truck Works and automatically they gave me like a 30 or 90-day warranty. So first thing I did is I took it to my shop. If you need a good shop recommendations, check down in the comments. Haggai Truck Center is the place to go. Make sure you got some warranty, so when you do get that truck, you can take it to a good reputable shop, have them go over it, give it a good once over, or I guess a health check, and make sure everything's up to key. You would rather that truck break down, and you would rather have that truck in the shop on your expense or your accord versus being somewhere in Utah on the side of a road. Trust me, you don't want to be there, because they're pirates out there, man. They're going to take your money as soon as they see you stranded and struggling and you have no other option. So you better get ready to pull out that wallet, because they're going to get a big old chunk out of it. Now I'm going to put together another video what to look for when buying a truck. So when I do get that video created, I will tag it and link it at the end of this one. But until that happens, it's just going to be probably blank. So I will get that uploaded or get it created as soon as I can. I got quite a few videos in line right now. So when I get to it, it'll be at the end of this video. Now, option 2 is buying a used truck. And before I get into this, let me stress this highly. When I bought this truck, I wanted to slow down. I wanted a lower monthly obligation, less money to actually pay for it. I was ready to slow down with my working career. I was ready to get some of that time freedom back, get some time that I lost previous years back at home. I was after time freedom. So let me stress that highly before we get into these numbers, because actually I'm not sure it was the best idea. Looking over the market for the trucks, the used truck markets and the marketplace and on truck paper, I found quite a few rigs that I would buy if I was looking to buy a used truck for right around $100,000 mark. And that right there on a 5-year note, I think it's going to leave you about $1,900 a month payment, which ain't bad, but you know, it's not $1,100. And the downfall here is, like we just talked about, it's a huge risk. See, these people that buy these trucks in bulk at auctions, they bring them in, throw them in their shop, they clean them up, armor them, they spray paint the rear frame, cover up all the rusty spots and make it look shiny and pretty. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig. And again, it's a risk. So have some idea of what you're looking for when you go this route, or have a good mechanic to go with you. When I bought my truck, it was 4 years old, 428,000 miles on the odometer, but I still had to put some money into it. So that's the thing. A lot of people, they buy a used truck because it's a deal. They use up all their reserves and utilize all their credit, and then they get a truck that needs, say, $10,000. See, when I got this truck, it took quite a bit to get it right. I had to put tires on it, brakes on it, and alignment, the windshield wiper motor thingy, the little things, not the motor actually, but the harnesses, they was broken, both of them. I had to do that. I mean, it was quite a few things I had to do to this truck just to get it right and run it down the road. And I was running for a few months, and then I had to put a new clutch in. I mean, it's just, be sure you have the funds available to make it right when you do buy it, because there's going to be some unexpected expenses with a new truck. And I must say, this truck has been a damn good truck. Now, when I was looking to buy a new truck, I priced a new one. It's $160,000. Same financing plan. It would have led me at a $2,300 a month truck payment. Roughly $1,200 more than I'm paying now. But if you average in my average expenses back in the beginning, we're not going to talk about the rocker and cam job I did this year or the rods and mains I did last year. But in the beginning, I was averaging anywhere from $9,000 to $14,000 a year in monthly maintenance expense. So to make it simple and easy, let's just say $1,000 a month was dedicated for maintenance. The same maintenance I probably wouldn't have been spending on a new truck. So I could have went the new truck route at say $2,300, but I went the used truck route with $1,145 truck payment and say $1,000 maintenance on a month. So I was spending roughly the same thing, and in actuality a little more on the used route. So like I said, I'm not sure it was the greatest idea. And yeah, sure, you're going to have expenses with a new truck, oil changes and such, but it's going to be nowhere close to the same expenses as a used truck. Because think about it, if I didn't have to pay tires, alignment, brakes, I mean, we're looking good 4 or 5 years before I even have any substantial expenses on anything. And that's why I'm saying, after you really crunch the numbers, buying a new truck is actually a better choice. And that leaves you on a third option of a lease truck, and not like a lease purchase. I'm talking about a lease from like Pack Lease, or even like Ryder, places like that. I've got a buddy just got a 2023 Peterbilt 579 with a Tri-Pack on it, with a Pack car engine in it. He's got a 3-year lease on it. That truck's getting him over 9 miles on the gallon. All right, 9 miles. And I'm pretty sure his payment on that, his lease payment on that, is 34 and some change a month. And he does have a couple of cents per mile on maintenance and all that stuff. So let's just say, if you compare what he's got versus what I got, you compare what the money he's saving in fuel versus his truck versus my truck, it's going to leave you mind blown. But I'm going to save it for another video, and we're going to crunch the numbers in that as well. But anyways, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. I got lunch to go eat. I'm kind of hungry. So if you like this video, give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I put videos out on the regular, all things trucking. And until that next video, see you, bye.